Oh, you was giving me this to take to him.
Yeah, aren't you? I think your name.
Yeah. I don't know what you was giving me.
Yeah, there's a check in
Yeah,
there.
I
Should
got
be.
it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, now I see what the holdup was. All right, we'll call the meeting back to order. Thank you all for working with us through a 5-minute recess. And for those that want to carry on outside of the meeting, that's okay too. Just we're fine. Let's. We have nothing under old business, so we'll move on to new business. And first item there is a request from the Sheriff's Department that we reverse previous decision on surplusing a piece of equipment. Page 3 reflects that we have declared surplus a Ford F-150. You can see the VIN number, and we've been asked to allow him to place that back in inventory. Commissioners, you have maybe you've had conversations about that with the sheriff. And
well, I talked with him, and yeah, I think the truck's fully serviceable as it is, and I think it's got a new engine. They've done some cleaning and fixing on some few minor repairs, and I'd make a motion to reverse the process and put it back into his inventory.
all right, and that'll increase his vehicles by one or whatever, right? But he's got a place to use that, I guess.
I think so. I think he's actually gonna help it with some of the trash cleanups and things like that.
All right. There's a motion to reverse the declaration of that being a surplus item. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, there's a second, Kenneth. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, that's done. And then the next was the sheriff recognizing his officers, which we did earlier on the agenda. And the next item is a discussion of needs in the jail, and I think that was one of the things that he was addressing when he said he'd like for us to review what he's provided in information, and then maybe consider that for a later meeting. So we'll have that conversation at a later date. And next, Karen is consider purchases for the IT department. What you'll tell us about that?
I was approached by our IT director about the need for a new backup system. The last one was purchased in 2015, and it's basically at its life limit. And so they've got a proposal for one that was attached to this paperwork. The last one was purchased from the probate judge's discretionary fund, so you didn't have to bid it. This will have to be bid, so this is just an idea of what he was looking at, but we would have to bid it if we're gonna buy it from the county general fund.
Okay. What's your recommendation on this?
To put this off until we can accept bids, or either, if y'all wanna go ahead and allow it to be put out for bid, or if y'all want to just hold off on either way, but right now we're not ready to purchase it.
Let's
Okay.
go ahead and put it out.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to put it out for bid, and then we can decide at
Okay.
a later date.
So there's a motion to request bids on backup server.
I'll
Motion and second. You know, there's some transitions underway, and so we want to make sure we've considered everything we need. If the probate judge bought this from her funds previously, then we want to make sure that we've addressed whatever needs that her department, other departments may have. So, anybody have questions, comments? If not, there's a motion to request bids on a backup server, somewhat spec'd out somewhat like what you see on your list there, which, for information, is about an $8,500 item. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, we'll move forward with requesting bids, speccing it as you determine we need to over the next 2 or 3 weeks and whatever, and then we'll try to get those bids in within 30 to 45 days maybe. All right. That's the bottom of the agenda, except for reports from staff, and then commissioners may have discussion items. Any of the staff have anything you want to bring at this time? Rachel, anything? Any others?
I'll just give an update on our engineering department right now.
Okay.
Pigeon Creek plans, I'm basically 95% through the design. Met with Aldot, and we will have to put a decel lane on 55. I got to go back and get a little bit more survey information because of that. Earthwork, I'm getting a pretty good idea about what the cost will be because the design is so close to being completed. And I'll know more once I get the decel lane designed.
Will the state help us with that?
I don't
on the detail one.
Our 59 bridge replacement over there on Point A Road is near completion. I hope to finish those plans up today and get those to Montgomery for PS&E review. On all of our HRRR projects for the grants that we got, I've completed all the surveys on all 7 sites on those. And also, Kenneth and I, along with Mr. Mike Burge and Mr. Bill Godwin, are also we're council members with the local Wiregrass RC&D Council, and we're taking applications right now. We got 2 classes. You got your general grant, and then you got your educational grant, and you can go online at wiregrassrcnd.com, and it's a simple fill out that you can do online for this. And we take those grants, and we're taking grants through the 1st of June. So that's when the window will
What's a
close.
typical grant size, project size?
Minimum of 2,000. Now, we've granted some others a little bit above that, if the monies are allocated for the year, and it varies year to year. But we've done a lot of different projects throughout the whole area.
When you said educational
Yes.
grants, that's one of the categories that means specifically related to our schools?
Yes.
No other outside educational efforts?
These grants don't pay for something, it pays towards something to help enable money, your funds or whatever you can, this money will help, you know, with whatever you're trying to do. It won't pay for it completely, but it will put money towards making it more, easier to pay for, you know,
So it's,
as far as the cost of something.
And I suggest people really apply, because you'd be amazed how many people don't apply, don't
Yeah.
even put in. There's a lot of counties that don't even receive an application.
can you
So-
tell us 2 or 3 educational projects that have been funded previously or partially funded? Can you do that?
Thing at Pleasant Home
Think,
about the ball fields, the redoing lights,
The educational side, though, there's several, and I apologize for not having those in front of me, but they've been several awarded each year.
I believe
For that.
Florella got one last year.
they got one for the aquatic or whatever it is.
I'm just looking for the types of things, so
Yeah,
that people that hear
things
that
that
the
goes
funds are
in-
available would know what kind of projects may qualify.
I written sometimes, whatever, you know, like your specialty class, you know, different things, like they do the aquatic thing, you know, with the fish and all that. That was one issue, and there's others that, you know, each school had a little different something that. don't get-
Robotics, I mean, there's a lot of different things throughout the whole.
Yeah.
And it's the RC&D Council makes up out of 10 county, the Wiregrass makes up a 10 county area.
Okay.
That's what that we cover, so.
And we will be meeting in Oct tomorrow at 10 o'clock, have a board meeting over there, or have a council meeting over there at the depot.
Okay. Those are open to the public?
No, they don't, no,
No,
to the
okay.
public, no. What they do, they have them in different areas, I'm sorry about, they choose different places, there'll be in Ozark, there'll be, Enterprise, last one was in, the last one was in Ozark, right? But they go different areas of this, where we have them, like this time they're gonna do it in Oct. They try to branch out where everybody that's on the board will have an opportunity to attend their meetings and make sure
And
it's
they're
kind of close to where you are. And we've got some leadership in there now that I think's really turning it around. It makes it a lot better. Mr. Ronnie Davis is taking over, and he's really done a lot of things and see a lot of changes, and it's making it lots more useful.
Okay. Anything else, Lynn?
That should do it.
Susan?
Yes, I just wanted to give recommendation to, the volunteer group that we had, BOAG group. We had many calls for people wanting shelters Thursday night. And so the Andalusia City School was able to open up, their shelter, and our BOAG came in and worked, the shelter and did an outstanding job, and it's just a wonderful group. And if anybody knows of anybody that wants to help, just to come and be part of that group.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
those, ended up being a good event to activate on because the demand was fairly low. Ultimately, it was, wasn't it? Did you have anyone come in for the shelter?
We did.
A few,
We
good.
had a family.
It was good to be able to offer that safety. thank y'all for those efforts and appreciate that volunteer group, the BOAD group, for their efforts. Any other, staff reports? If not, what about commissioners?
I want to commend our legislators. They had 100% unanimous vote to make sure everybody in our school system says the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, that, we take that for granted, but that's something that was brought up. And I really think it's a core thing that we need. And I appreciate them being 100% for it. I think they had 101 out of 101 votes, so that's good.
All right.
Commissioner Adams and myself joined Lynn Tuesday at the Covington County Board of Education. And Lynn may can tell you more about what this deal was all about. He'd asked us to come and look at some work, a group of students from Red Level, Strawn, and Pleasant Home, I think.
That's probably 100-something students altogether, maybe a little more. This is the top percentage of your math students in the county. It was the engineering day, but it's not typically. They participated in engineering day, but a lot of kids won't ever go into engineering, but they scored high enough in their placement of their math. They were invited to attend this, and it's just a character building. It's a problem solving and teamwork type deal. And we had Red Level, Strawn, and Pleasant Home was our group that we had. There were several, a lot of different other engineering firms and Power South, Covington Electric. There's a lot of different people that took a lot of these kids in to give them projects. Our project was helping the kids design a new parking lot up there for the Board of Education here. All the kids did a great presentation. They did an oral presentation and an actual visual presentation as well, part of their score. So, and Red Level of our group was the one that won. So,
Impressed. I
Yes.
was very impressed with all
I was
of them,
too.
with each group. It's unbelievable what kids, these were 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, I think. And it's unbelievable the conception and what they can come up with to do that. And the thing about it is you'd be surprised how close they were in accuracy as to what it was gonna do and cost. I was impressed.
Good. Glad y'all had a chance to participate.
I had a couple of things.
Joe.
One on the sheriffs or the volunteers. I mean, I know he could only select a few, but those guys do a good job. And officer safety is certainly a thing, and they go out and ride with the deputies and back them up, you know, for whatever reason. And that's always something that saves the county and the taxpayers a lot of money. And the other thing I wanted to mention is on the needs for the jails. I'd like for us to reach out to Mike Jones one more time on this legislation we proposed the last 2 or 3 years to get this booking fee and process service fee handled, because it's certainly a need, and it would generate money for the county through our jail system and through the sheriff's office to help pay for the cost of operating the jail. The citizens, the law-abiding citizens are paying for the ones that break the law, and that just doesn't seem right to me, even though that's the way it's always been. But we could certainly make them pay more toward that. And I think that's something that we really need to push for. And if he can't do it, maybe, you know, we can partner up with other counties. I believe in the past there's 9 counties that participate in a program like this and haven't had any problems, and it'd be a way of meeting the needs. If y'all know got any contact, call him, because we need it to happen.
What about the next meeting?
The next meeting we've talked about, in the past, we have discussed having meetings somewhere besides here and somewhere besides 9 o'clock in the morning where people could come. We had one in Florala a few months ago. I'd like us to have one. Our next meeting would be May the 14th. If we could have it here at 6 p.m., that'd give time for our employees and people that are working to come that can't take off from their job. I talked with Mr. Adams about maybe doing one the next month in theirs, and Kenneth, we'll just kind of spread them out and give the people in different areas a chance to attend.
Anybody have a conflict with a 6 p.m. meeting on the 14th of May?
That's our regular scheduled meeting.
Regular day. If there's no conflict with that, you see a problem, we'll schedule it accordingly. Okay. Anything else?
Greatest one more thing we are through with our Mitchell Bridge. We completed that bridge this past
Yeah.
week, so that bridge will be open as soon as we get the guardrail up, so. That was a FEMA bridge replacement from the 2015 storm.
That's been a 3-year deal.
Yep. Just secured the funding not long ago, and as soon as we got the funding secured, we started work, so it's completed.
Well, I've noticed some cleanup on these right of ways. It's looking good out down Brooklyn Road and then some up on, Strong School, where Cedar Crest and, some on Antioch Road before we did some, looking good, making progress.
If all minds are clear,
Make a motion to adjourn.
nothing, we need a motion, and thank you, Joe, we stand adjourned.